What's good, YouTube? Navier94 here to bring you another episode of Anime Studio Simulator. In the last episode, I was planning on letting you guys choose, but I really wanted to actually get right back into this. Anyway, out of the three that probably will work the most will probably be mystery anime, but don't worry, I will be going back to do the other two in a later episode. So, without further ado, let's get into the mystery anime. Okay, I can't wait! Now that we have our studio, let's assign desks. Yuko and Sumiko should sit next to each other. Yeah, keep the background artist and the artist next to each other. That actually works out well. Because we're sisters, right? No, it's not just because you're sisters. It's because you two actually have the most operable jobs, with you being the background artist and you being the main artist, character artist. Well, I was thinking because you're both working on the art. Yeah, art does work together. Good point. So we have a character artist and a background artist, but we're going to outsource the animation work, correct? Yeah, if we try to handle the animation ourselves, I bet it would turn out wonderful. Always the optimist, Mayumi. Don't ever change. Is there something you don't think? Is there anything you don't think is wonderful? Yes. Such as? I don't like thunderstorms. Well, even storms can be pretty sometimes. I rest my case. Anyway, where should I sit? Does it really matter? All the desks are the same. Yukari takes the centermost desk where she can easily look around to see what everyone is doing. Mayumi and Shunsuke sit at the remaining two. Alright, if anyone has a problem with this arrangement, let me know. As for Mayumi, since you won't have much to do in the planning phase, you can help me with some paperwork for now. Okay. Shunsuke, how far along is the scenario for our anime? I just finished writing it a few weeks ago, actually. Last weekend I completed the edit, so I'm pretty happy about it. Sweet, let me have a look. Shunsuke hands over his copy of the scenario. It tells the story of Hideki? I am probably butchering the name, but I don't really care, because this is actually really fun. A young detective struggling to make ends meet after a disastrous case cast a shadow over his career. Ooh, that sounds awesome. When he learns about a murder so bizarre and twisted that no other detective wants to touch it, he takes the case, hoping that it will restore his reputation. Perfect, it's exactly the way I envisioned it. What do the rest of you think? Yukari passes the draft to Sumiko. Yukari reads over her shoulder and Mayumi wheels her chair forward to join them. I love it. Looks good to me. The scenario sounds very nice. So, does our anime have a name yet? Yes, it's... what should I name the anime? Let's see. The anime is about a detective, and the case is going to be difficult for them. Cloaked case. Yeah, that sounds right. Cloaked case sounds great. Now, down to business. At our current rate and funding, and considering our funding will probably last 1 or 2 months before we get kicked out of this room. That won't exactly be a pleasant experience, but maybe we can finish up before then. I think it's a wise idea to raise additional funds. It helps that we're bootstrapping, plus none of us will get paid a single cent until the project comes to fruition. Why do you sound so happy about not being paid? Because it's already reduced our costs by over 70%. Wow, can you imagine, in this day and age, a group of people to work on an anime project for free? It's insane. You're talking about us. We're not insane. If we were, would we know? That is a good question. It's not insanity. We don't have any real living costs since we all still live with our parents. Besides, we just graduated. We have nothing better to do. If we didn't have this, we'd probably just goof off till university starts. Working on this sounds a lot more exciting. Alright, let's not go too off topic here. It's time to get to work. What should we focus on today? Honestly, I want to refine the scenario. But the scenario still sounds really good to me, so maybe sketch character designs and backgrounds? The two artists start sketching designs for Cloaked Case. Yukari delegates tasks to the others and everyone begins work. Tutorial. Let's go through the basics of the game. Finally! Jesus, it takes till episode 2 to get to the tutorial? What the fuck? This is Yukari's new studio, where her team will work hard to produce their anime series within 3 months. Okay, so the day is March 21st on Monday, and it takes 3 months. Alright. And apparently we only have $50. Alright. You'll oversee the production of their upcoming anime series, and the deadline is week 12. Great! So it's another one of these games. This is gonna be fun, because I'm going to get fucked. The most important thing for you to do is to choose daily tasks for the team members to perform. After you have assigned tasks to everyone, you can end your turn by selecting Done. You can also see an overview of your actions each week under Progress, which should help you decide on what to focus on. Okay. You'll eventually have to outsource work, and it is a good idea to occasionally upgrade your team members by sending them for training. Good to know. If you run out of funds, you'll no longer be able to continue working. Likewise, you won't be able to continue if one of your team members becomes too stressed or dissatisfied. Good luck! Alright, I'm gonna check progress real quick. We've got story, we've got art. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd want story. Like, part of me wants to complete the story, but art is a thing. Alright, so, anime status. It's not gonna be too 5-star or anything. I'm gonna look at everybody's stats. Let's see, Yukari's pretty happy. She's stressed. Like, yes, the stress is very understandable. Proficiency. Tasks. Sumiko's my background artist, so... Like, since it's only the first day, I'll have them all actually do their stuff. I want Shunsuke to practice first, though. We're gonna do that real quick. And click on Done, and that's for week 1, I guess. All the others have their tasks set out for them. Yukari realizes there isn't much she can do at this stage in the process. The same goes for Mayumi. Yukari paces in frustration. She can't sit around and do nothing. After taking a moment to think of possible things she can do to help, Yukari decides to... read books about management. Yukari has never been in charge of a team like this before, so she bought a few good books on how to be a good leader. She spends the day reading them about team management and leadership techniques. This artwork is really amazing. I really like these cherry blossoms. Thinking to self, it's a pity her art isn't fitting for Cloaked Case. Why, thank you, young lady. I'm raising funds for an orphanage. I'm sure a lot of people will help out. I hope so. By the way, those keychains on your bag are very interesting. Oh, they're from anime. I'm a big fan. I'm running my own anime studio, actually. That's wonderful. I wish you luck. Thanks, and I hope you earn a lot of money for the orphanage. before you leave, would you care to make a donation? I donate. Thank you. Later that day. Oh wow, Yukari came. Oh wow, Yukari, look what came in the mail. It's from Miss Erie. Who is she? I have no idea. Wait a minute, this art matches my keychains. No way, could this be from the lady in the park? It's beautiful. It's given me a brilliant idea for Cloaked Case. It's the third day of work on Cloaked Case. Yukari looks around the studio, but can't help but grin. The team is hard at work, and this is exactly what she's always dreamed of. Hey, Yukari, wanna go get lunch? What, now? Yeah, I mean, the last 2 days you barely ate. Is it really okay for me to leave? I mean, I'm the director. Shunsuke looks up from his work. The rest of us take lunch breaks. Logically, you can too. But, oh, go on. We promise not to burn down the studio. Their reassurance help her set aside her guilt. Well, alright. The cafe is crowded, but they're still able to find a place to sit down without much difficulty. So, what does it feel like, huh? You're an anime director now. Haha, yes, I guess I am. It still feels unreal. I have a lot of responsibilities if I want to make Cloaked Case a success. Don't forget to relax now and then. What makes you say that? Hey, there's no way they'd actually burn anything down, right? If you're taking Sumiko's jokes seriously, you definitely need to relax. Maybe you're right. She leans back in her seat and puts her worries out of her mind. One thing is certain, she can always count on Mayumi to make her feel better. When they return, the studio is quiet. The other three are still hard at work. See, nothing burned. Aren't you going to have lunch too? Yuko and I brought some food from home. As for Shunsuke, I think maybe he's a vampire. Seriously? I've never seen you eat. I assure you, I eat. Prove it. Very well, then I will. Yukari clears her throat, and they cut off their argument and look at her. Both look sheepish, although not quite as much as they should. I ship it. We've got an anime to work on, remember? Aye aye. Oh, fine. Ridiculous as it was, their argument gives the studio a lighthearted atmosphere. The rest of the day is punctuated by Sumiko waving crosses at Shunsuke and shoving her compact mirror in his face to check his reflection. Even though he seems so serious and focused, he tolerates her jokes and gives only mock-angry comebacks. Oh, that's cute! That's adorable. Watching them makes Yukari smile. Shunsuke was the last member to join the team, so it's good to see him fitting in. The next day, Shunsuke makes good on his promise to prove he actually eats, and brings enough food from home for everyone to share. Party time! Wait, a party? What are we celebrating? Our first week in the studio. Today's only Thursday. We haven't even been here a full week yet. Then I guess we're celebrating you not being a vampire. What did I do to deserve this? Alright, we can have a party if you want. Yes! There's no harm in it after all. They're making good progress on Cloaked Case, and a little celebration will help bolster the team's spirits. After a while, however, Yukari looks on and around in surprise. They're missing one. What happened to Yuko? Oh, she said she was going to the cafe. How strange. I'll go find Yuko. Yukari finds Yuko in the cafe at a table by herself. She has some papers with her and is sketching her character ideas for Cloaked Case. Yuko? Oh, is something wrong? No, I just wondered why you left. Oh, it was a little too noisy in the studio, that's all. I wanted to go somewhere quiet so I could concentrate. She returns to her sketching with a smile on her face. Yukari watches her for a moment. She seems happy enough. When they first met, Yukari worried her withdrawn nature might mean she felt out of place, but maybe she's just quiet. Yuko lifts her head. You don't mind me working here today, do you? No, not at all. As long as you know you're a valued member of the team and a good friend. Hehe, thank you. Nothing to worry about then. She'll fit in with the team just fine. It's Friday. When Yukari first gathered the team to work on Cloaked Case, she made a promise with them to meet up and have dinner together every Friday. Ever since then, they've all made it to this recurring event without fail. With a stroke of luck, that Sumiko and Yuko's family owns a classy restaurant like this, Yukari and the others can dine in style with good friends and a discounted bill. The tempura in the shop is so good. Maybe it's just because I love the tempura so much. Don't lie, you're not fooling anyone. Huh? We all know you only started eating it because you watched that cooking anime. You just want to be like your favorite character, Yusa, who loves to eat tempura. Embarrassed, Yukari ducks her head. Well, that's kinda true in a sense. There's no kind of about it. Hey, Yusa may have introduced me to tempura, but now I really love it. I wish my favorite characters introduced me to new foods. She stirs her spoon into her half-melted cup of ice cream and pouts for a moment, then her expression brightens. Speaking of characters, are our characters almost done? How close are we? I say we're quite close. We're not close. You can't both be right. They just need a few minor touches here and there. We should be good. The character designs aren't up to my standards. If only I was a better artist. What are you talking about? You're a great artist. The characters don't look natural yet. Something about their proportions is off, and their faces are wrong. They're fine. I like them, and next week we'll have everyone take another look. Is that okay with you? Oh, okay. Despite her agreement, Yukari gets the feeling that Yuko isn't happy with her art. If she's a perfectionist, there could be a problem, but they'll deal with that when they get there. Fine. Next week she's training. When the weekend comes, Yukari finds some free time at last. She wonders if she should get more work done on Cloaked Case or take it easy for now. You know what? Work on your anime. Now that she has a clear idea of Cloaked Case's scenario, she's able to translate that into the initial storyboard. She's tired by the end of the weekend, but pleased with her progress. It's week 2 time. Anime status. That's nice. Let's see. She's stressed out, but I know part of her wants to do, I'm gonna have her train, and then I'm gonna have her rest on the next week. Raise funds. Doodle. Doodle. Practice. Practice. I don't want them all too overworked. So I'm going to try and think about this logically. Like some other games I've actually played where I've had to think like this. On Monday, Yukari spends some time going through the scenario for Cloaked Case. Then she gathers everyone together to look at the character designs. I think they're fine. I don't see any major flaws. What do the rest of you think? Well, uh-oh, dramatic pause from Shunsuke. Here comes trouble. Yukari fidgets silently and braces herself. There's nothing wrong with the constructive criticism, but if he presents his issues with the art poorly, it could cause their team's first major disagreement. Personally speaking, the character designs aren't really what I had in mind. I'm not saying the design is bad, but the art style doesn't go with the scenario I wrote for Cloaked Case. There's nothing wrong with the art itself, but Hideki is supposed to be down on his luck. He just looks too slick here, and I can't imagine his assistant looking so serious. So, you don't want serious characters in the murder mystery? We should redo these designs to display the character traits and fit the story better. I know the designs need to be refined, but I can't completely redo them all. It took me a long time to get the designs right, and I had trouble choosing the art style for Cloaked Case. The one you chose just doesn't work. Art style and references have never been a problem for me before, but I was usually drawing fan art, so I guess I need to improve fast. But if I have to redo do all the character designs. Yuko falls silent. You're worried about the deadline, aren't you? Yes, I don't know if I can redo them in time. Yukari should be the one to decide. She's in charge. Each side has good points, but with a limited budget and limited time, Yukari has to make this decision carefully. I want to side with both of them! Really? I only raised $1 for raising funds? Shinsuke is right, that while they may have a tight deadline to finish the first 2 episodes of Cloaked Case, Yukari decides best to fit with a firm foundation instead of a shaky one. Character back designs need to be redone to match the scenario, or else the project's value will be ultimately lowered. Like, I don't want to hurt her feelings or anything. Okay, do I have anything? Antiseptic cream, tissues, manga? Wait, what's this? Oh my gosh, this book was due ages ago. Why didn't the librarian contact me? The fine must be insane by now. I'll return the book. On the way to work, Yukari stops by the library. It's closed, but she reads the items on the side. I'm a few minutes too early. Maybe I should come back during lunch. She turns away from the library just in time to spot the librarian walking toward her. Perfect timing. May I help you? I'd like to return this book. The librarian takes it from her and looks it over. Thank you for returning it. Don't worry, there's no fine. What? But it's been overdue so long. It's okay, we have a forgiveness policy, and this is if it's your first time, your book is overdue. Thank you so much. Now that we've straightened out the scenario and the character designs for Cloaked Case, why don't we try some pre-release marketing? Pre-release marketing? You know, like how other anime series always start marketing early by build up pre-release hype. Then we'll have people shouting, we want Cloaked Case, we want Cloaked Case. I remember this one anime that had this cool alternate reality game with clues all over the internet. Whatever. When players finally found the last clue, it ended on a cliffhanger leading into the show. Don't forget, we don't have a budget like those companies have. We're lucky enough to have investments funds Yukari worked hard to get. We can't squander that money until we have enough cash flow to survive. Right, we're working for free, remember? That's not something easy to forget. Could we do any sort of pre-release funding without our spending money? What about social networks? Do we have those? Not yet, but I can create pages for Closed Case and start some guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing? Low-cost, unconventional marketing, like a viral campaign. It'll take time and ingenuity, but not cost us money. I'm not sure if it'll work, but it's worth a try. Seems interesting. Let's let Shinsuke try his guerrilla whatever it is. We already have a lot of plans to do. Already, pre-release marketing was never in our plans. And we're up against a deadline. Are you sure it's okay to take on even more work? What do you think, Yukari? It's a tricky decision, but Yukari thinks through the argument. Each team member weighs the pros and cons. She doesn't want to get anything to go wrong with Cloaked Case. Start it. I'll get right on it. He spends the day working on the pre-release marketing. How's it going? I just finished one. What do you think? She looks over his shoulder at the screen. At the top of the page, she's placed a header showing the main characters and their current designs along with the title. The only post so far is written from the point of view of Hideki explaining his struggle to get new cases. It hints at the case that destroyed his career, but doesn't go into detail. That's good according to the scenario. Viewers won't learn the truth about that case until partway through the show. As we work on Cloaked Case, I'll post updates here and into the other pages. Sound great. Keep up the good work. On Friday afternoon, Yukari meets up with Mayumi to do some research for Cloaked Case. The two of them head over to the nearest anime store. I can't imagine a better place to learn about the current anime trends than Animate. Her attention is quickly drawn to a display case full of chibi figurines modeled after the main characters of popular anime. So, the pop vinyl figures. Look at these. Imagine if Cloaked Case would get big enough to have a toy line. What are you thinking, Yukari? Oh, it's possible, Yukari. Some of them come with the sake of Cloaked case, Yukari decides to buy 2 of the figures. After a moment, she picks up a 3rd. Let's check out the manga section. The manga shelves are packed with the latest issues, and she picks up a couple to add to their pile. Another display of merchandise catches her eye, and she rushes over to it. This place is incredible. Yukari, what does this have to do with research? Research? We're here to do research for Cloaked case, remember? Oh, right, oops. Well, there's nothing wrong with a little fun, right? We can have fun and do research at the same time. Oh dear. Don't get too distracted, okay? Good point, we need to stop shopping and start studying. What type of shows have the biggest displays? Which get most merchandise? What are other customers buying? Several customers are shopping, so they observe their purchases, then they browse the anime section. Some shows definitely have more space to put into them. Yukari looks at it with a critical eye and determines the latest trends. Mysteries seem to be diverging into 2 categories, the dark and gritty versus the quirky and lighthearted. Cloaked case has elements of both, which could be good or bad. Actually, that's not bad, because that's like a perfect blend of the 2. Do you think we have enough information, Mayumi? No reply comes. She looks alone. She looks around. She's alone in the aisle. Mayumi? Puzzled, she leaves the anime section and finds her friend browsing a collection of anime music. Her arms are already loaded with CDs. And she's the one who was insistent on stopping geeking out. They all have OSTs from all my favorite shows. Now who's getting distracted? Oops. Well, it's still research because the music will inspire me. Yukari nods. That's a good point. While they're at it, there's a recent anime she's been meaning to check out, which will surely inspire her research. By the end of the day with a little bit of information and a lot of merchandise. As they head home, it occurs to Yukari that maybe she shouldn't take the money with her next time she conducts research. It's time for the weekly dinner gathering again. Yukari meets up with her friends at the restaurant. Have we gotten any additional investors yet? No, I haven't been looking around since we don't have much of a product to pitch to them. It was hard enough the first time. We need to focus on creating Cloaked case first. Right now I think raising additional funds is more important. Running out of money halfway through the project would be a nightmare. Goodbye Cloaked case sort of nightmare. And we don't want to wait too long. It's so hard to get investors even interested in an idea. We tried so many times before without any luck. But don't worry, if we start now and cast our net as wide as possible, we can complete Cloaked case with a comfortable budget. After listening to them, Yukari understands how important it is to get more funding. While they do need a solid project to attract investors with, money won't come to them on its own, and waiting for something to happen accomplishes nothing. You're right, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it before. Unfortunately, that means it's time for her least favorite part of the job. Next week, I'll start sending out those dreadful proposals and try to set up meetings with potential investors. Writing the proposals is boring, and meeting with the investors is even worse. You don't have to sound so gloomy about it. Want to trade places? Not a chance. I have enough on my plate as it is. Oh, then I'll have your dessert. Wait, what? No! But you said... While they argue, Yuka rolls her eyes and turns to Yukari. Good luck. Remember, even though we can't go with you, you have our support. We're here for you. We'll help with any problems that come up. He glances at Sumiko and Megumi, who continue to argue over Sumiko's dessert. I'm sure they agree. Yukari laughs. As crazy as her friends can be, just having them nearby makes her feel better. Thanks, you guys are the best. When the weekend comes, Yukari decides to spend time with her friends to relax before the tough week ahead. She calls up... Why not call up Shunsuke? Like, I see her hang out with Mayumi all the time, so it's time for somebody else. She has her doubts about how good of company he'll be, and when they meet up, she can tell he has similar doubts about her. After a few awkward awkward moments, he suggests a game of chess and offers to teach her when she admits she's never played. Though Shunsuke seems to be reserved, he slowly opens up as he teaches Yukari how to play chess. They spend the rest of the day discussing about their school life while playing. That's nice. Anime status. That's actually looking fairly good right now. Member stats. I don't want to overload anybody too much, so I'm going to put Shunsuke on writing. Well, on practicing just a little more. I'm gonna have Mayumi relax, because she looks like she's about to... Well, actually, Yukari looks like she's about to explode, but she needs to do that, one task. I need to raise money. Doodle a little bit more, Yuko. You doodle. Practice. You need to relax. We're not 100% done yet, but I'm trying my best to actually do this. Anyway, that does it for this episode of Anime Studios Simulator. If you liked, if you liked it or enjoyed, leave a like, comment below if you want to see more. And as always, have a wonderful day.